What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. This is the TalonCast episode 4, and I'm your host, Falco. We're going to talk about everything to do with Astro creation, whether it be in the game, outside the game, whether it be Intrepid Studios, and whether it be MMOs related, all over the place. If you guys like this type of podcast, make sure you guys like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. And don't forget to follow me on social medias. These are all down below in the description, so go do that. And also share this podcast with a friend. Maybe they also should hear about, everything going on in Astro creation, or maybe they need to hear about everything going on. This is, if I'm not mistaken, the second week of phase or alpha 2 phase 2.5, which I'm gonna call it. As we all know, phase 3 starts August 4th. We still got about like a month and a half or so until we get to phase 3. They still got a lot. They got a lot to do. We haven't had much yet since the start of phase 2.5. Like I said, we got about 2 months until 2.5 months until the next phase, but it is what it is. I do have, my handy dandy notebook of stuff that I want to talk about. Like I also said, we are going to plan to have guests, but like I said, I want to make sure that we have a good enough audience for any guests to come on so they feel like their voice is being heard by a bunch of people, or a decent amount of people, So let's get a few episodes under our belt before we delve in and invite more people onto this podcast. Because believe me, I have tons of people to ask and invite onto the podcast, and hopefully they will say yes. But let's get into this. I have a lot of questions to talk about because it's been 2 weeks since phase 2.5 started, and there's a lot of things that I saw happening that I think could be addressed or done better. And maybe you guys think so, or maybe you guys don't. But if you guys do, comment down below. I agree, or maybe you don't agree. You don't have to agree with what I say. Like I'm speaking my piece, speaking from how I feel and how I vibe. So yeah, just keep that in mind. As well as go check out the main channel where I post like actual content for Astro creation. I'm not that this isn't actual content, but like actual gameplay content. So go check that out. I'm gonna start with a hot take because I feel like people enjoy my hot takes a lot more on this podcast. So let's keep it with a hot take. Comment down below also questions that you guys think I should address, that you guys have with the game, or maybe you're just following following Ashes through my podcast and you have questions about specific aspects of the game, if they've changed, if not, just comment down below a question. And if you hear me, make sure you type down below, what's this? A clip for chip clip. I don't know what you want to call it. Chip clip. I don't know why do I have these things on my table. I have no clue, but let's keep it going. Hot take number 1: I'm not a fan of sleeping people and getting them killed to avoid corruption. It just doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of PvP, in my opinion. That's how I feel. That's my thing. I don't personally enjoy sleeping people and then getting them killed to evade like corruption. I just feel like it's not in the spirit of like a PvP game, like this isn't a PvP game, it's a PvX game, but just good natured PvP, like I feel like it if you have some hand in getting someone killed because you hinder their ability to move or something like that, I feel like there should be a way for them to accrue some type of corruption or some type of debt based on that. Maybe it's not corruption, but maybe it's like pre-corruption. Maybe if enough people die because immediately die, like maybe a few seconds after they've been stunned by someone, maybe they accrue like some pre-corruption or something like that. Maybe that's just me. I just think that that'll make people boss up. Like PvP isn't just attacking people. You know what I mean? PvP is also you trying to do more damage to mobs than someone else, or you attacking a mob quicker than someone else, and also in response also doing more damage to them. It doesn't always have to be you attacking them directly. It could be you just being better and having better equipment than them in a PvE scenario. So I feel like people are kind of like they'd rather just be like, I just want them gone, so I'm just going to kill them, instead of me just bossing up and being better at PvE than them. And I feel like there's two spaces for that. There's two hand-to-hand combat, which is direct PvP, and then like indirect PvP, which is you killing mobs quicker than the other person. Um, I'm for both, but I want it to be in good faith and good nature. You feel me? Like I don't mind people killing each other and shit. Because I do it. I enjoy it, especially in lawless zones and caravans and stuff like that. But I don't like it when people are trying to evade systems put in place because they obviously want to kill them. So flag up and attack, but they just know that no one else is gonna flag up and they're gonna go red, so they're evading the red. Um, so I'm like, can we have some like pre-corruption type shit, like, or some stuff that like maybe it's pre-corruption. Maybe if you get someone killed quickly after maybe they've been silenced, maybe since you hit them with like a silent or not silence, hit them with like a disable, a real disable, like a sleep dart or a sleep, or no, was it lullaby, something that like actually incapacitates them and they die like within like 10 seconds or some shit like that. Maybe they get some type of pre-corruption. People may not agree with that. I feel like that would make it so people actually have to like there has to be consent, because I feel like there's no point of having consensual PvP when people unconsensually try to attack you anyway. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? I might as well just take the corruption system out, in my opinion, because like people are already like passively unconsensually PvPing others, in a sense where they're using like stuns and shit to make sure they die to mobs. Like if they incapacitate my healers or my bards or something, and my tank's not able to get healed, and the tank dies. If the tank dies because they couldn't heal it, then the whole party wipes and they have to all leave, and then the other people just come in and swipe it up. But I know Steven and company or other people may be like, well, you can come back and do the same thing, and I get it. I know I can come back and do the same thing, obviously, but do I enjoy that play style of how PvP has been like reduced to not really PvP? It has been reduced to whoever has the most time and the most annoyingness to just come back and keep stunning people. Not really my play, not really my style. That's a hot take. Let me know what you guys think. I know maybe some of you guys may be against it, with it. Let me know how you would stop people from sleeping others, and making sure that they get them ran out of the part of the town or part of the point of interest by making them get killed by mobs. Because it's like we went from training mobs on the people to training mobs not working effectively enough to people like incapacitating them. You feel me? So yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's annoying. It's extremely annoying. That's my hot take for that. I know that was a real big tangent. But yeah. Here's another hot take. So I guess this whole episode is just gonna be hot take central. Maybe we should name that this. Falco has a lot of hot takes this episode. I do. But let's keep it going. Hot take number 2. I wish we got armor upgrades every 5 levels instead of every 10 levels. Even though I do enjoy when I get my upgrades every 10 levels, like I get my bronze at 10 and I get my steel and iron at 20 and stuff like that, I do enjoy it. But it felt more cumbersome this like actual playthrough, considering the fact that we have like 4 servers on one server. It felt more cumbersome than previous ones. And I'm assuming it's probably because a lot of the points of interest are a lot more heavily like contested, because we have 4 times the amount of people that are trying to contest each points of interest, which doesn't really feel that good, especially considering the fact that like all the other like points of interest and all the other biomes aren't really fleshed out in a way that makes them good to get gear and feel good to like just explore and kill mobs in yet. Alpha, understood. It just felt like we needed more milestone levels, because I felt once you get to that like 18 and 19 and you're killing mobs that are like level 20 and 23, that last level from 19 to 20, especially when you have a bunch of brainlets like I felt like I was partying with at my like level 19, dying every pull at Remnants of Cephalon, it just felt bad. Give me 1 second. Okay, all right, it's not lagging. It was laggy a little bit in the background. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure the freaking footage doesn't lag for you guys. All right, but yeah, it just didn't feel very fun. Maybe some of you guys are like, no, keep it at 10. Maybe some of you guys aren't, but I know that if they made it every 5 levels, they would have to put a lot more material in the game probably, so they're definitely not going to do that. But it's a hot take that I feel like it would feel a lot better to get more upgrades every 5 levels instead of every 10, because there's a lot of XP between 10 and 20. And imagine how much XP there's going to be between 20 and 30. You know how long we're probably going to be using, like, or how long it's going to feel like we're using, like, iron and steel shit from 20 to 30, and then, like, 30 to 40, whatever the fuck that is. Maybe it's, like I don't know, silver or gold armor. I don't know what it's going to be. But it makes me, it boggles the mind. It boggles the mind. That's what I'll say. Going on from that though, that was kind of like a shorter spiel in my opinion. This might be a shorter episode than usual because I feel like we covered a lot of the stuff in the last episode about what I really felt about this game. But maybe some more stuff will come to me as we're talking because that's usually how it goes. How it goes. But let me close this real quick because it's laggy as fuck and I don't know why. There we go. Okay. But they need to make it more enticing to be a caravan runner than a caravan killer. That is the topic right here. They really do. There needs to be there needs to be way more reason to be a caravan runner. Like I feel like they need to entice you so badly to be a caravan runner that it's actually a detriment to you to be a caravan killer than to be a caravan runner. I think they need to, and that's how I feel very much about the tank. Like they need to make it feel like everyone has an alt tank, because tank has a very specialized feel that feels like incredibly fun to play. I think that's how they need to make the tank feel, so that there's an abundance of people who can be on tanks, an abundance of people who could be like, oh, I could go on my tank. I've been wanting to level it, haven't leveled it in a little bit. That's how I feel like they need to build the tank around, to where it feels like everyone wants to have a tank in their character selection screen. But at this point in time, I want the tank as far away from my character selection screen as possible. I bet if they took a poll of how many people didn't even hover over the tank archetype, they would probably be like 90% of the player base probably doesn't hover over the tank archetype to even give it a second thought when they go to archetypes. I know I don't. I'm like, tank? You mean the archetype that gets played the least, but no one really cares about because it gets played the least? It's actually pretty decent in PvP, but I hate it everywhere else. Least bad, huh? Yeah. That is the tank. I really hate the tank. In its current vibes. It's really good in PvP, but like leveling in PvE is so monotonous and boring and annoying, and it just looks gross to play personally. There's a very niche group of people that enjoy playing the tank, and I feel like that's in any game, whether it be New World, whether it be in Ashes. It's just bad, and that's how I feel similarly in the same mindset to caravan runners. It's like, why the hell would I run a caravan when I can go kill one that does most of the legwork, goes to get the glint on its own, and all I need is a caravan and some boys to kill the person and take the caravan back to the city? It sounds like I'm saving time and I'm saving money, and I get to keep my own glint. Why would I run caravans? No, I'm just and I feel like there needs to be, at least with whatever they're trying to add for like the skill tree for caravan runners, there needs to be some freaking crazy thing that's like, oh, if you run this amount of caravans, you unlock this like specialized freaking like special unlock that makes you get like a lot more gold back if you're actually the initial caravan runner of a caravan or something like that. Or maybe they make it so you run them faster, or maybe you can turn your caravan stealth for a period of time or some shit like that. Like something. They need to make it a lot easier to traverse caravans. I feel like they need to put the power, similarly how they did it for people who are protecting their node when node sieges happen. They need to put the power in the caravan runner to make it like extremely difficult to kill caravans. Like if a caravan's running past you and you have like 3 or 4 people, you should not be able to kill it, especially if it's like a Braidwood or higher. I think that is the play for caravans, similarly to how they initially started it with node sieges. Make it so the attackers of nodes they're gonna have to be extremely coordinated to take that shit out, because you need more people to run caravans, because caravans stimulate the economy a lot, and caravans they work when they work sometimes, and most of the time no one wants to run them because they're slow as fuck. We don't have any speed boosts, we don't have any skills or anything to run caravans properly. And I feel like maybe once we have that stuff, maybe it'll be good. But I hope they jack up the freaking like the skills on caravans. Like, make them so busted that people are like, ugh, I need a whole group to fucking take this shit out. Ugh, you know? That's my play. That's my point. And let me know how you guys feel about that, because I've run caravans and I've killed caravans, and I just certain things, man. It makes me feel a certain type of way. Here's another one that was funny. This is a funny one for me. Let me know what you guys think about this one. I know you guys are probably gonna be like, yo, Falco, finally someone said it. How do you guys feel about this? Why don't guards kill mobs when they come into town? I don't know how many times I've seen some of my low-level friends be at the freaking marketplace and some douchebag is walking into town with his fucking exploding fucking skeleton that fucking explodes on the whole fucking stack of people at the marketplace, and I see a bunch of people die, and the dude's probably snickering and laughing his ass off with next to his freaking almond joy on this table in this freaking room. Like, this shit pisses me off. It's like, tell me why guards attack people, but when it comes to mobs, they're just like, go ham, you know? You lured freaking a bunch of skeleton knights into the town. We don't need to protect that. We're not here to protect the people. We're not here to protect the people from monsters. We're here to protect the people from the people. Honestly, I feel like, I know this is probably a slight. People are probably not gonna like this, or at least maybe some people at Intrepid Studios may not like this. But I feel, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean any harm by this, Intrepid. I love you guys so much. You guys are doing your best. I know you are. But I'm feeling right now that Intrepid's probably like, you know what? Let's not do that right now, because we might fuck up some shit with the code, and the guards may just start killing everyone. They may just start killing people for no reason. Because I've had some instances where I ran to Ember Springs and I have not been skulled up and I've been killed. And I never know how to report it properly, because I'm like, I just was killed by a fucking, like, one of the things protecting the Ember Springs. But I don't know exactly why, because I wasn't skulled up and I'm not sure exactly what triggered it. So I don't know how to tell them why it happened. And I'm not sure if it's just at a specific Ember Spring where it happens, or if it's, you know. And I've also had instances where guards have tried to attack me when I walked into town for no apparent reason. I haven't been skulled up, so I'm like, I'm not. It's like I have a lot of those bugs where I'm like, I'm not sure why it's happening, and I'm not sure how I should report it. Let me know if you've had that, where you went to an Ember Spring and you've been killed, and you're like, I'm not even flagged up. Or you've been in town, or you've been walking into town and you got just murked by a guard, and you were like, I wasn't even flagged up. Like, why'd you kill me? Like, I've had those. Obviously, boys, we know it's an alpha, but come on, boys. We need to do better. But yeah, that's my take on that. I feel like they definitely need to kill mobs, because it's so annoying when people run into the storage and they have a skeleton or something and it just blows up on everyone. They do it on purpose, I feel like. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they're just like, I don't want to die, you know. But there's another one that I saw today, and this was another. We're going to the next question. I know we're kind of speeding through these, but I'm not sure. Do you guys like the 45-minute podcast, or you guys want like smaller ones, like shorter 30-minute ones? I'm not sure how you guys feel. Let me know. Comment down below. AirPods. No. Actually, comment down below USB drive if you made it this far. Comment down below USB drive. Or USB. Just type down USB. Let me know how long you guys like these podcasts. You want to be longer, shorter? This one's a little more like complainy, but I mean, this is just the stuff I see as I've been playing through. Right now, we've finally made our character. We got him to level 23 today. I've been in Carfin. I've been killing thaumaturges. It's just certain things I see. A big thing I saw. I'm not sure why this shit's lagging still again. So let's do that one more time. Okay. B-roll. Boom. Do that. All right, we back. But I was killing thaumaturges today, and I had a premonition. I know they probably are gonna fix this at some point. Right now, this is not at the front of their like frontal cortex lobe, you know. But I noticed when I have bards in my team, there's always a bard, and they're always saying like auto, or they're always saying like saga. And at first I was like, what do they mean by that? And I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, there's a saga that when you use basic attacks, you get 100% of whatever damage you do back on your character as mana. So, and it's a saga. So it lasts for like 8 seconds or something like that. So if you're attacking, you can basically, if you're attacking quick enough, like with a short bow or something like that, you can almost get all your mana back just from one saga, which is like really good. But there's no like actual visual cue for it. So that's why people are saying like saga, or they're saying auto, like auto attack. So I'm like, I wish they would have put that in earlier, especially considering the fact that that's such a vital piece to how the kit should work. Like it should be very visually aesthetically pleasing. I hope they fix that one sooner than later, especially for that specific saga, because I bet you for bards it gets real annoying having to type in auto right before they cast their saga every time, or to type in saga right before they cast it. Like make it like a visual cue that everyone can see, like, or maybe it's a visual that goes on everyone's weapon or something like that, like a blue mana, like mad mana aura or something like that. On like maybe on bows, it just makes your arrows look blue, like mana arrows, or something like that. Or I don't know, maybe you get a visual cue above your head. Like everyone should maybe get a visual like mana cue above their head. I don't know exactly how they should do it, but it should definitely be some very visually like some very like visually fidelity out like thing, since the saga is very, it's supposed to be grand, a very grand thing for the bard. But that kind of was irking me, because I was like, I have to really pay attention to the chat, like to know when they do it. And I'm like, come on guys, come on Steven, we can do better than this, but obviously it's an alpha. I got to say that after everything, because I know everyone wants, it's like, obviously I know it's an alpha, but I'm giving feedback because I know certain things need to be done a little better, like I'm saying it from a place of we can do better, and this is how I think we could do better. But yeah, I don't know, it was very interesting. It was a very interesting play session this week. A lot of my I was playing with two good friends of mine. We were, every time the servers were reset, we were in the desert, and that's what you probably see right here. This was after a reset. I'm just walking around the desert trying to mine as much what's called obsidian and as much like rocks as possible, because I'm trying to do jewel crafting and carpentry and stuff like that. But before that, as you guys see, I'm on my beautiful broodling. We were trying to get broodlings. So after every reset, we would go to the desert and we would just find broodlings. And we got so freaking lucky. We got like 3 broodlings, for one for each of me and my 2 homies. And as you know, at this time, broodlings are the fastest mount you can get. They're like as fast as those freaking terror birds with the little axes on their fucking nose. They're so freaking fast. They're so good. I've never had the pleasure of having a very fast 175 speed mount. And I have an archer, so I'm using Strider on it, so it'll go in 185 speed. It's just fast. It's so dope. But yeah, I don't know. This was it was a very laggy week. There was a lot of DCs. But overall, it was fun. There was a lot of people playing still, which is good. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, so I hope people wouldn't be dropping off yet of the alpha. There's a lot that needs to be done with the economy and with actually like using artisanship. Artisanship needs an entire overhaul, because right now it's very Mickey Mouse. It's extremely Mickey Mouse. It's so Mickey Mouse, it's crazy. But like, Steven knows that. I don't know when we're gonna get everything, but I was told, or not told by anyone, but I saw that Steven messaged that we're supposed to be getting some new econ changes at the end of this week. So that's gonna be good. So I'll probably be talking about those econ changes in the next podcast. But as of now, we haven't really gotten much of any big changes, other than we did get a change to the increase in damage for short bows and the increase in damage for daggers, because people were complaining that they were just worthless and not worth using. And I still feel like daggers are kind of not worth using unless you just enjoy the nature of being able to attack fast and being able to move as you attack. I just feel like attack speed is not nearly as good as physical power rating. But they did raise the physical power rating of short bows by like 300. At least it raised my Forsaken short bow by like 300, and about the daggers about like 300. And that's 300 physical power rating, which is like 8 physical power on your like character selection sheet. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't much of any changes this week. So this is one of those podcasts where there just wasn't much to talk about. But if you guys enjoyed this 25 minute podcast, and maybe it helps you when you're on your way to work, drinking your tea, I don't know, drinking your kombucha, I don't know. Tell me what you drink. What's your drink of choice when you freaking listen to podcasts? But let me know what you guys thought. Do you guys like these 20 to 30 minute ones? Sometimes they have to be a little longer because a lot more stuff happens in the week, so this isn't your typical one. Like, if there's more stuff happening and more things for me to talk about, I'll talk about it. But I'm not gonna just wring your ears off and just shoot the breeze for an hour, even though I don't have an hour of things that I really feel at this point in time conviction for. Next week you can expect a better podcast, because I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more, or not better, because I feel like this is a good episode, but you should expect a more lengthy podcast next week, because I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more updates, probably Tuesday and Wednesday, which is Tuesday is the day you see this, and Wednesday. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they can like change and what they're going to change before phase 3 about artisanship, because a lot needs to be changed. A lot in this game needs to be changed. This game is very far from completion, but it's fun. It's always fun. I always try my best to have fun while I'm testing this game, and I implore you guys to do so as well. Always try to have fun. If you can't, step away. But other than that, though, thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. This is episode 4 of the TalonCast. Like I said, we will be having more people on the TalonCast, or people just in general. So annoying. This is lagging. This is annoying. But I will be having special guests. We will be having special guests. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. I do have a few that I have off the top of my head that I feel like would love to be guests. But I will be doing that. I'll say maybe in the next 3 episodes, or maybe we'll start doing special guests starting on episode 10. This is only episode 4. Like I said, I want a good amount of episodes of this podcast under our belt before we actually start bringing other people into the mix and bringing other guests into the podcast. Comment down below questions. I would love to hear your questions so I can talk about them and shout you guys out for asking your questions. If you made it this far to my ramble session, make sure you type down below Mickey Mouse, because I have Mickey Mouse here. Type down below Mickey Mouse if you made it this far, and as well type down with that a question that you guys would like me to answer, or a question that you have for me, or maybe about the game or about anything, because I love to interact with you guys. As well as, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and check out the main channel, which is also down below. And join the Discord. I do have a Discord where I am in most of the time. Go join the Discord down below. It's my Discord. It's called Falco Nation. Go join that shit. And use Astro Creation credit code if you're new to the channel and new to Astro Creation and don't have an Astro Creation account. If you don't, make sure you use my code down below. It helps your boy out. Other than that, thank you for all the love and support. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace out. Don't wanna say